Testing, 1, 2, 3. Okay, just making sure my mic works. I had to plug it back in because my daughter was playing games on this computer. So what's up, guys? Hope everyone's having a happy Friday so far. Little slow in the market. The volume's a little dull. But I see a few things to watch. Unfortunately, CSBR is not tradable. Let me make sure I mute this before the volume comes in loud. Yeah. Alright, so yeah. Kind of a dull morning, not too much going on in the market right now, but I'm watching SHLD. Very small gap up. Would have to take some bigger sizing if I'm going to try to, get in SHLD today. GERN faded really nice yesterday. Had a really nice VWAP fade. And ultimately, we'll see where this one goes. Beautiful VWAP fade on GERN yesterday. I'm watching LPL. This is probably my main watch. It's gapping up about 10%. Not the best volume, but we're going to see if it can fill some of this gap, cross under the VWAP, and give me a little fade off the VWAP. We'll see if that happens here. Keeping an eye on NIO. NIO is a recent IPO. You can see it IPO'd on the 12th, so 2 days ago. And so, yeah, we'll see what this one does. I think it's pretty overextended, but at the same time, I don't know much about this company. And so I'll watch it. I'm a little hesitant to trade IPOs, but we'll see. We'll see what happens with that one. Also keeping an eye on RLGT, although this one is not tradable. RLGT. Gapping up from 460 to 527. I wish I could trade this one. This one would probably be my favorite one if I could actually trade it, but unfortunately I can't. It's not tradable. And so TEUM is another one I'm looking at, gapping up a small amount. The reason I'm looking at this one is because on the daily chart it may be time for a pullback here, and so I'm watching TEUM to maybe pull back some. Watching that. It needs some volume though. And yeah, that's basically what I'm watching thus far. Let me know if you guys see anything else. I don't see too much really that looks good, so let me know. Let me catch back up on the chat. Good morning, Missouri. John, good morning. Tiny, good morning. What's up, Callum? Hey, Callum, I wanted to ask you, man, how much XCT oil do I put in my coffee, man? Like, how does that work? I can't find like the exact measurement. Is it like 1 tablespoon, 2 tablespoons? Like, how does that work? What's up, Manny? Good morning, man. Connie, good morning. Cool. Good morning, Lucas. Good morning, Omid. Good morning, the best. Hey, John, when are you doing an inner circle meeting like Clay Trader and Ross, but in Vegas? Yeah, man. Hey, one day, brother. One day, man. I love Vegas. I love poker. Poker's like my favorite game in the world. And I've never been to Vegas, and I've been playing poker for years and years online, but I've never been to Vegas. And so, I don't know. I doubt I'm very good at live poker. I've played live poker a few times at little charity events in my city, but never really played like for real money in live poker. But I've been doing pretty well with online poker. I made a decent amount of money with online poker. I actually bought one of my TradeNet accounts playing poker. Small stake sit and goes, and so But I really want to go to Vegas. That's one thing I really want to do. I haven't yet in my life. What's up, Arian's World? Good morning. Yeah, oh man, I'm watching NIO. It's in recent IPO, so it's a little sketchy in my mind, but I'll keep an eye on it too. Get out of here, Sonic. Yeah, I got you, Live Gains. Give me a second. What's up, Live Gains? Abdul, 20 milliliters. All right, got it. Yeah, so give me a second. I'll put my watch list in the chat. A lot of the stuff on my watch list isn't tradable though. Also, Dave & Buster's is kind of going crazy. That's my watch list thus far. I haven't really checked a lot out. NLST, INPX, BPMX. Yeah, Dana, let's look at those. I doubt many of those are tradable. Well, Mitch called me once this morning, but I was in the restroom, and so I missed it. Tried calling back. He hadn't answered. I'm sure he'll call me back eventually. But yeah, I'm watching LPL here. This is one of my main watches. It's gapping up from 9.11 to 10.10. And so I'm looking to short this one on the way down. I opened my account with casino wins in Tampa at the Hard Rock. Nice, man. Yeah, I bought one of my... Hold on, there's Mitch. Yo. What's up, man?
Yo.
What's up, dude?
Let's do this thing.
Volume's a little low today, man.
Yeah?
It's a little bad.
Right. Alright, well, it'll be a scanner day.
Right.
Doesn't mean it'll be a bad day, you know?
Yep.
What we're going to do is start seeing if any of these stocks are really breaking down.
Yeah, we got, I'm looking at LPL. It's probably my favorite one. It needs some more volume, but it's gapping up from 9.11 to 10.10, so just about exactly 10%. And so, yeah, we'll see where this one goes. Looking for it to fill some of this gap on the way down, you know.
All right.
Needs a little bit more volume. I'm looking at INO as well, although if I do end up taking a position with INO, it's going to be an extremely small position for a few reasons. One of them is because it's a recent IPO and they're a little bit shady, a little hard to trade unless you're going long. And so I'm more of a short bias trader, and so for that reason, if I do take a position, long or short, it's gonna be a small position. Looking at SHLD, although it's looks like a higher float stock, and it still has relatively low volume, but it's gapping up about 20 cents there, which is a significant gap up. Watching GERN again. Let's see. CGC, the cannabis stock, so yeah. Hey, what's up, Kenneth? What's up, man? First time actually watching your stream while I trade today. Nice, brother. Welcome, man.
Yeah, welcome, brother.
But yeah, so no, I opened up one of my TradeNet accounts. Like, I played on a website called Global Poker, and it's gotten a little bit tougher lately, but, you know, I used to play on ACR and Bovada and Ignition, but I think there's just so many bots. There's so many bots on ACR and, you know, the Winning Poker Network, the WPN, and so I think there's just so many bots that, you know, I didn't really do that great when I played on ACR. Once I transitioned over to Global Poker, I effectively ran a stack of $20 up to $400 playing 50 cent and $1 sit and goes, 6 and 9 max. And so, you know, I would just play, I multi-table, I play like 6 to 8 tables at a time, try to pick up a few bucks with each one, and within a month or two, I ran it up to a few $100 and bought one of my intro accounts with. And so, I love poker, it's my favorite game in the world, you know. What's up, Tradester? My girl works at a large pharmaceutical manufacturer here in Boulder. She heard some interesting gossip about Gurn yesterday in the office. Apparently they are releasing big data next week. I don't want to hear it. Don't tell me, you know. Yeah, don't get in trouble, man. I wouldn't, you know, yeah, I don't want to know it. And if I were you, I wouldn't post it. The SEC is an animal, man. You don't want to mess with the SEC, you know. Or it might, I don't even know if it'd be the SEC. It might be.
Yeah, you never know. They might be watching our stream, you know. It might be killing it like that. They're taking a look here.
Yeah, man. But yeah, let me know if you guys see anything else. This is on a list thus far. Let's see how much of this is tradable. I know a lot. I've already checked it, to be honest, but we'll see. SHLD is tradable, GERN. is tradable. NIO is tradable. LPL is tradable.
This daily chart looks interesting. CHKE. I don't know if it's tradable, but
I think that one is. I think that one's a higher float stock, but
it's not tradable. But
what? CHKE used to be Chesapeake Energy. That's like a
yeah,
popular stock too. That's weird, man. They need to add that one. CHKE. It used to be tradable too. It's the volume's too low is the reason why it's tradable. But RLGT not tradable. What were you saying, Mitch? Sorry, bro.
Watching one that looks on the daily chart that looks good. It's for a multiple day support breakdown, so it needs to break 370s. But NEPT, as we see on the daily chart, we've made 2 runs, and it pretty much created, in my eyes, I'm seeing a head and shoulder on the daily there. You get the left shoulder, then you get the run, then you get the right shoulder right there. So what I would look for is the support there to just break down, and then as long as we can break down and get probably bouncing off that 62, then hold that resistance of 73, 70s, then that should give us a nice tank down. We have an ability to get down to around 350s and below.
Yeah. Doesn't look bad.
It's not a bad one to watch for what I call the multiple day breakdown. It's a daily breakdowns on important support prices. Another thing you want to see is a stock that had a lot of volume and is now kind of slowing down, and then the volume all of a sudden ramps up when it breaks that support.
Right.
That shorter is getting in.
Those a lot of times those second day fades are profitable, and something I've been doing, like on slow days, I've been looking at the big gappers from the previous day, because a lot of times stocks will gap up like a ridiculous amount, and then they'll slowly fade back down, and everybody will forget about them, and they'll completely fill, the entire gaps. Like the second and third day, they'll just keep heading down, and so that's something else I've been wanting to kind of look at here.
This one's interesting here. RLGT.
Yeah, it's not tradable. Yeah.
That one looks great to short, guys. I mean, that extension. And you watch the daily chart, you see last time it failed at those 5s, and it failed pretty fast when it went to $5. So now it's gapping above that. Big gap there. I would definitely watch for this one. Support is 520 there. If it breaks through that 520 hard, for people that can trade it.
Yeah, another one that we can't trade that looks good is CSBR. It's gapping up decent from 848 to 10. That's another one that's not tradable. Dave & Buster's PLAY has been kind of going crazy. So I am kind of looking at Dave & Buster's here. PLAY. But yeah, it's just a typical Friday, and that's why a lot of some stocks aren't going to be available on Friday, just because the volume's so low. But we'll try to find something to get into. Today's a day I got to take it slow. I'm not going to use huge sizing today. I think today's ultimately the wrong day for it. I think Wednesdays and Fridays have been terrible days historically for me. And so I just kind of focus on, today's like today are account preservation days. I don't want to force anything. Oh, yeah, Chesapeake Energy is CHK, not CHKE. Appreciate that. Cool.
All right, one to just watch. It's a stock that ran last week and has kind of just stayed in an area, done 2 small red days. I would look for it to crack really hard at the open. It needs to drop about 30 or 40 cents at the open. That's AOBC. If you guys remember, this is American Outdoor Brands. They had good news, and as you see, the stock has had pretty much holding a trend line there on the daily. So what I do is I kind of draw that trend line closer to it, and I'm trying to see it break down really. So a breakdown through 15, what we would want to see is huge shorts. The volume has slowed down in this stock significantly. If you see on the daily chart, we had 25 million and now it's all the way down to about yesterday. It only had 1.9 million. So that's really low compared to that. So what I want to see is the volume actually increase, but as it makes its red move down.
Yeah.
And $15 is where the resistance is for the daily. So if we see a bounce there, that's where we would want to just kind of ignore it. I want it to break through the 15. If you see, they had this red candle on the 13th. You see that red candle pre-market? I think it was post-market, right after September 12th.
Yeah,
it went down to 1538 here, and then the low on that one
1497, 1495. Yeah.
Yep, that's what we want to see it break to. If you see that immediate just wash out through that, then I'll look at it. If it doesn't go all the way down to that level, then just kind of ignore it, because this stock has done a lot of just kind of going green, and then it bounces, VWAP bounces.
Right, down to 15.
Very often.
Yeah. I like that idea. It's up, like you could see it had a lot of resistance there, around 15 on the 7th, 10th, and 11th, and then it broke over that on Wednesday, and now it's kind of holding, and so we'll see if it falls back down there. I like that idea.
Yeah. But like I said, remember the real key, guys, is we expect to see a huge move in that. If it does not a huge move, then we'll just leave it alone.
Right.
Because in the daily chart, it still relatively has some strength.
For sure. Look at INO. INO starting to tank.
All right. The daily chart looks good on that. That's also what I would call a multiple day support break. It's 516. 516 is the number that I want to see it break to determine that it's going bear.
Yep. All right, so while we got a second here, let's today's news is brought to you by SnapTrade. That's SNAPTRADE.US. If you haven't heard of SnapTrade, they're an awesome free website for traders to use. My favorite thing about this is really how easy it is to build your watch list. I build my watch list here each morning, and I share it with a decent-sized group of traders. And so if you want my watch list shared with you, sign up to SnapTrade and let me know your email or username. I'll add you to this list. But even if you don't want me to add you to the list, there's a free scanner that has all these pre-selected scans like high gainer penny stocks, high gainer volatile stocks, cryptocurrencies, upcoming earnings, and a lot more stuff for you to use. And so really awesome free scanner, but you can also change the filters here as well. There's also the Discovery top list, but I also really use them to look up the news on certain stocks. And so today's news is brought to you by SnapTrade, and I'm going to start looking up the news now on them. And so I think the first one I'm going to start with is LPL. Let's see what's going on with LPL. This is LG Display. Let's see. Can't find anything on SnapTrade. Let me check out a different site. So there was a report that came out. Some type of work with Apple that they're doing. A report came out about Apple. Let's see. What's up, Felix? What's up, Corey? Good morning, Jose. Yeah, let's finish the week strong, Corey. Let's do this, brother. Yeah, so LG came out with a press release that said Apple has chosen the company as an OLED supplier for iPhones. And so Apple chose LG Display as an OLED supplier for their iPhones, and so that's making it gap up around 10%. Looks good. Next one I'm looking at is CSBR, although I can't trade it, but it's one of the bigger gappers in today's in today's pre-market, and so I still got to look it up. CSBR. I mean, it's a biotech stock. I'm not seeing anything for CSBR. So if you see anything for CSBR, why it's moving like this, let me know. Next one I'm looking at is RLGT. RLGT, I think we talked about this one. It's not tradable for us, but it's still gapping up nicely, so we'll look it up anyways.
There's also RLGY. That's more on the long side. At least I see that.
Yeah, I'm not seeing anything for RLGT either. You said RLGY? I mean, yeah, it's gapping up a lot. I don't know if I'd like it for a long, just because it's gapping up with no volume, and so it could come back down, but...
yeah, I just read the news on it.
For sure. Might be good.
It's
If it doesn't...
joining the S&P mid-cap 400.
Really? I've never even heard of this stock. RLGY, huh? Yeah, I'm not really well versed in the S&Ps. They're just not my style. Like I've never, I've traded the SPY some, which is about as close as I've ever gotten to buying or selling in the S&P, unless it's one of the stocks that are in it. And so yeah, moving on to NIO, recent IPO. I doubt NIO has any news. I think it's just an IPO and it's just running up. But I'll look it up regardless. Yeah, so NIO is an electric vehicle startup, is what the company is. If anybody's interested in knowing. Yeah, it opened on its IPO day at 6 and it doubled, and so looking pretty strong here. We'll see if it holds over 12. Looking at Sears Holdings, Holding Corporation SHLD, looks a little weak. I mean, it's gapping up some, about 17 cents or so, but it still looks pretty weak. I'll look it up regardless. I guess this is Sears. And I guess it's just retail was up this morning in the overall market, so I guess that's what that one's doing. And that's basically it. I mean, there's not really anything else that's moving. There's Dave & Buster's, which I think had good earnings. If I look at PLAY, gapping up about $2. Yeah, so the revenue is up for Dave & Buster's. Sales did drop in the latest quarter, but revenue did go up. The reason revenue went up is because it opened up more locations, apparently. Revenue increased 13.7% to $319.2 million. It beat the forecast of $311.9 million. So not bad, good revenue. Sales are down, but good revenue because they opened more stores for PLAY. I guess I'll keep an eye on that one. But yeah, that's about it in this market. Let me know if you guys see anything else that looks good. The market's a little slow today, guys.
Yep. I'm just going to keep watch today, see if the wheat stocks finally start breaking through their multiple day supports. CGC, I'm seeing $40. That's going to be the area that I want to see break down before I would ever even think about this stock. As you see later on in the day, these stocks really did start fading.
Look at PDD, Mitch. I like PDD for an overextended fail. This one definitely looks overextended in my mind. But we'll see. I mean, I'm looking for a fade on it, but it's looking pretty weak. It's looking pretty extended here. It's up from $17.20 in August all the way up to $30.48 at its highs in pre-market this morning. And so, interesting here. We'll see where this one goes. I'm watching PDD for sure now, as long as it's tradable. PDD, TLRY. I stopped looking at TLRY. TLRY is the cannabis stock, and I think it's just the alpha cannabis stock. And so I think a lot of the other cannabis stocks follow it. But it's over $100, and so it's just not my style of trade. It's just a little bit too expensive for me. But I'm not necessarily opposed to trading the cannabis stocks. I think I've just found them to be slightly unpredictable and hard to trade. And so because of that, and I'm not the only one. I've heard a few traders talk about it like that, and so I think they're just tricky. It's kind of a new sector, and I think they're just a little bit hard to read. Yeah, NIO gapping up. VTL rep day. Kroger, KR, DNN gonna fall. Yeah, I think Kroger may rebound. Maybe I'm a little bit biased because I actually shop at Kroger, but you know, huge drop yesterday, down from 32.50 to 28 something. But I think it probably will. I think it's gonna rebound some, just because it's down so much already. Yeah, TLRI is getting hit. I mean, it's down, but I mean, at the same time, TLRY. I mean, I'm sorry. I'm not saying it's a bad company, but for a cannabis stock to be in the $120 area for their shares, 120 something a share, I think that's a little crazy. I mean, I'm not saying it's a bad company, but I just don't know if any cannabis company at this point is worth 120 something a share. And I guess it obviously depends on the float size. But you know, it's a cannabis stock. That's pretty expensive for a share for a cannabis stock, at least in my opinion. You know, but who knows? GNC DRNA. Yeah, kind of like GNC for a short. It's a little extended from yesterday. Yeah, I kind of like GNC for a short. I mean, it's probably gapping up. What is this? About 20%. I wish I had something that would tell me on my chart how much it's gapped up.
Yep, that's why I used to like TC. You could literally just draw, like you can click and then hold it to wherever you want, and it calculates a percentage for you.
Yeah, for sure.
It's a good feature.
Right, I would love that, man. That would be great. Garrett says, "You guys are chasing. I know what I'm trading from the night before." Yeah, but I mean, I don't think that's the way to do it, man. I think it's really hard to predict. I think it's really hard to predict. I mean, everybody has their own opinion, and don't think I'm hating on you, because I think if you have a style that works, more power to you, bro. Like, I'm happy for you. I really am. I'm not hating on you at all, but at least in my opinion, I think it's better to try to react to what the market does instead of predicting it. I think when you try to predict what it does, especially from the day before, the market can completely change overnight. You know what I mean? And so, you know, I think it's better to just react to what the market does instead of trying to predict what it does. You know, and obviously we all have our biases, but, you know, I don't know. I just stopped trying to predict it the day before. I don't think that. I just try to react to what it does instead of trying to predict what it's going to do. I think that'll make me a little bit too rigid if I try to predict what it's going to do. What's up, James? Good morning, man. Great morning, John Mitch and all. Had an amazing day yesterday with NOI. Let's end it this week on another green day, but seems kind of a light day. Yeah, for sure, Track Racer. Good morning, man. Yeah, a little light,
hey,
bro.
Guys, I'm sorry to interrupt, but I just got a little laugh, guys. Go look what HMNY is at.
HMNY. I haven't heard about that stock in a while, man. 2 cents. Yep, 100%. I mean, this was
pennies, guys.
This was bound to happen.
This stock went up to $10 on that last gap. Like,
but
it's
everybody
ridiculous.
knew this stock was gonna fail, though. Everybody was talking about how MoviePass was a terrible company. You know, like everybody knew this thing was gonna fail. It's just when.
How did this thing get to $15? That's what you have to learn.
Pump and dump.
Guys.
It was a pump and dump.
This is the most official pump and dump stock that I've seen in my trading career. I can just say that right off the back. Just absolutely ridiculous how what they can do is all they did was change the name, change the products, put fluff news out there, get investors in this, and look at it, man. I mean,
yeah,
complete crap stock. 2 times did this stock get to a point where you could have made thousands and thousands. This stock at one point got to $40.
Dude, this one's not even a crazy one. The crazy one, what is it, man? I can't. It's a shipping stock, and it went up to over 100.
LFIN.
No, it wasn't LFIN. It was a different one.
The shipping Dries.
Dries. It was Dries. 100%. It was Dries. Yeah, Dries.
That's when I first started trading, guys.
That's when I first started trading too. That was 2 years ago.
I made so much money on longing those. I wish it was real. It
Right,
was
for
back
sure.
when I was trading paper trading, and I knew the very next day after dries, I found that all the shipping stocks were moving. So I was able to watch all the sympathy movers, and I'm not gonna lie, I felt pretty smart when I told the class that, I had this professor. We had like this advanced kind of business class. It was one of my last classes, and I was calling it out for everyone. Hey, buy these. They're gonna go up more than 100% tomorrow, and
Okay.
they ended up going up like 400, 600%, 1,000%.
Yeah,
Yeah,
man.
made me look
Draws.
like a good guru real
You're a
quick.
good. Yeah, man. I was
Even
watching Dries.
my professor ended up being like, "Yo, how did you know this?
Yeah, man. Hey,
Like, let me know. Like, what did you find out? Because if there is some secret there, then I need to know it."
yeah, man. I was watching Dries go up too, man. That was kind of like This was when I first started trading, and I was telling my wife about it. And I was telling her, and I was like, "Look at this stock," and I was relating to. I was like, "Look, like if I bought this stock at $1 and sold it at 100, we could become millionaires." And I was like, it went from 100. Literally, DRYS was like my first. It was kind of like what I noticed first going into the market is that a stock went from like $4 all the way up to over 100 and then back down to 4 within like 3 days. And that was like the first thing I was like, wow, like this stuff really does act crazy, and you can really make a lot of money or lose a lot of money in the market. It's kind of what
Yeah.
grabbed me into the market.
One of them that I ended up trading was EGLX and something like that, and then that was part of them that was not a normal one. And that's what the cool thing about this is that you can learn from this, guys. The same thing happened with the weed stocks, guys. They all were running because the sector. It's
Yeah.
not a single stock
Same thing with
strength.
LFIN too. It's all like it was all just the
Exactly.
shipping
It was,
sector.
yeah, it was the cryptos.
Yeah.
If you just put yourself and name yourself bit anything, you were golden.
Right. What
You
was
guys
it?
remember
L.
Kodak? Kodak ran like insane just because they said they were thinking about making a coin.
Right. Hey, that's how it works, though, man. Man, what was the stock I was just looking at? It was LG something. LGO. No, it was LPO. There we go. LPL is one of the ones. So yeah, these are probably my main watches. LPL, Play, Gurn, GNC, NIO maybe. But yeah, man, that was my first like thing that pulled me into stocks was watching DRYS just run up. I don't know if anybody remembers, but they had it was Sky People Fruit Juice. I think it was like SKY or something like that. I can't remember what it was, but SPU maybe. Might have been SPU. Let me see.
Corey says he has somebody that's long HMM1.
Really? I want to understand their logic, man. That's
Hey, you
everybody
never
knew
know it ends
movie
up at $15.
Movie Pass was just it wasn't a reasonable business model. It just wasn't. Like they're
mean,
gonna be losing so much money.
I wish it could work.
Right.
Hey,
It's a
I
great
wish it
deal.
would work. Yeah,
Right.
great deal.
It's a great deal, but it's not gonna make money, and that's just the bottom line, at least in my
Yep.
opinion. All right, all right.
All
So,
right, 9:25. I'll be right back. 2
all right.
seconds, guys.
Yeah, Tiny reverse split on HMNY. But yeah, market's a little slow today, guys. The last time I said this was Wednesday, and I ended up taking the biggest loss in months. And so, let's actually follow my own advice today. I'll try to follow my own advice, which is protect my account. If I jump in anything, it needs to be it needs to be smaller sizing. The market's just slow, unless it's like an A plus premium setup, which I don't know if I'm gonna get. If LPL picks up some volume and starts to fade under the VWAP, I might consider jumping in. But yeah, LFIN was a Ponzi blockchain, not a coin. Yeah, for sure, man. Yeah, last winter, that's when the cryptos really started going crazy. There was MARA. There was MARA. What was the other one? LFIN, TEUM, which is actually what I'm watching today, TEUM. It looks a little extended. May look to short it down to 270, 265. Yeah, exactly. They're just getting pumped up, man. And that's what people need to understand about the market is that a lot of times these companies are just pumping these stocks up. And, they're just trying to sell at the top, make some money, let the stock get delisted, and then be rich. Like that's what a lot of these cheap companies are doing. What's up, Marquise? What's up, brother? Long time no see, man. Hope you're doing well, bro. All right, CHKE gapping up, GNPX maybe. Or LGY. I think Mitch mentioned this one. RLGY. Oh, man. Let's see what some of these cannabis stocks do today. They've been getting pretty hard.
Yeah, the real key is what I'm going to do is I'm going to watch some multiple day trend lines. That's what you want to see. Is this really done or is it just going to bounce at the open?
Yeah.
Because the aftermarket fade has just been really, really big until now.
Yeah, I'm watching PDD pretty closely. PDD, I think, is pretty extended on the daily. And,
that one looks nice, man.
Right. I'd have to take smaller sizing because the range is pretty big. And so, maybe a 50 shares to 100 shares with this one. Try to get $50 to $100 in gains. If it fades perfectly. It has to fade perfectly, though. It has some room, though, down to, it's got a little support level at 28.50. Another one at 27.80. 27.90. So a little bit of room down there. We'll see. But like I said, market's a little slow, and so got to just protect my account at this point. Don't want another day like Wednesday. Hey, man. Hey, man, glad you're safe, brother. Yeah, the hurricane, man. My family in Louisiana thought the hurricane was going to hit them. And the hurricane's been a little indecisive, and so I think they're safe for now, but crazy weather, man. I thought we almost made it out the summer without having a flooding hurricane type stuff, but guess not.
All right.
Yeah, CHKE for me isn't tradable. Yeah, good luck, guys. Good luck. Good luck, Seven. Good luck, Track. Cole, Marquise, Corey. Everybody else here, good luck, guys.
Let's go, guys.
Market opens up 10 seconds. Let's do it.
Let's do it.
All right. Oh, man. Get my little stretch out the way. There's the bell. All right. All right, like I said, watching PDD, that's probably my main watch. I'd prefer it to actually push over the VWAP and then fade back down. But, man, PDD just spiked up pretty big here as I say that.
Yep. It's going to probably test the resistance up there at 29.83 and 30s.
Yep. And if I do get in GERN, I think down to 507 looks decent. And so watching that for GERN. NIO running up again. TLRY dropping some here. CANN. FIT. AXON. Plug. IPCI. Plug looks like a split of some sort. Or not, IPCI looks like a split of some sort, I mean.
GRN looks like it's crashing pretty hard here.
Let's see if we get a fade back to the VWAP. I do like it if it pulls up there.
I would like it to come down somewhere in the 528s before bouncing here.
Needs more volume too. I want to see a bigger move.
PDD is looking strong.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I think it's still at that point where you can't really tell. I think it could end up just reversing back
There you
down
go.
here.
Went to that level that I was looking for on GERN.
Yeah, there's 530s. PDD ended up breaking down underneath the VWAP there. There's the 520s. Let's see if GERN gives it to us. It faded perfectly off the VWAP yesterday, but it's down so much. I think it's a little bit overextended still.
Oof. Remember I had this stock at 6 something.
Yeah. Yeah, man. Honestly, this one faded perfectly yesterday. Like if you look at yesterday, RLGY. Look at RLGY, Mitch. Oof. RLGY is really tempting right here. RLGY. Look, and there goes PDD.
Yeah, I'm watching her. She went up to the resistance and then rejected.
Yeah.
I want to bounce, and I want it to get past that 29.30. That's going to start being the watch there. On GERN, got 530s.
Yeah, I like the VWAP test on GERN, 540 risk. Looks good, man. Might take a few shares here.
I'm looking for a little bit above it.
All right, I got in with 100 shares on GERN. I'm planning to add if it gets back up to the 536 level. See if we get a continuation trend here. Man, look at PDD, man. That thing just washed huge. All right, there's 535s. All right, I'm going to add another 100 shares here. I'm in with 200 on GERN. Got to give myself a little bit tighter risk here.
All right, I just shorted it there at 35s.
Nice. The important thing here is to give myself a tight risk at 540.
Mm-hmm.
Man, look at PDD, man. That thing just tanked hard. And if PDD pulls back here, I'm going to kick myself for not jumping, for getting a GERN instead if it pulls back to 29.
Just focus, man. Just focus on the play that you can make. That's all it is.
All right, there's a little drop down to the 30s. Looks good. Like I said, I'm in this one with 100 shares, or 200 shares at this point. See a big wash back down. Back up to 35s.
Just got to be careful with it here.
Yep.
That's all it is.
I like that rejection. Let's see if it holds now. Back up to 35. This is second try, 38, 37. This is where we really got to be careful.
Yep. Or you just have to know your out number.
Yeah,
This is
mine's
where I set
40.
the limit at 41 or 42. Good thing is I'm still in the green here. That's why I'm relaxed. John's a little tighter.
I mean,
So
I'm
now
down 10.
I don't want to see anything close at 39. For me, 39s would get me out.
38. 40 is going to jump me out.
Man, PDD, good call on that one, man.
There's 40.
I'm out.
Let me give it a little bit longer, let it test 40. If it cracks, that's when I'm going to jump out quick. Alright, I'm out. $26 loss.
Yep.
Fake this out.
So PDD had support there at 2068. That was the big level that I was looking for. So I'm gonna look for a bounce in that area. It could still bounce in that area in this time. So
RLGY is not looking bad here. I have to take smaller share size, set a risk of 2130. And so I'm looking at RLGY.
No, I don't like that. At least I just don't see the big volume at the open. I see bigger volume at the bottom. Just from what I see. The stock KNDI is doing a little run there, guys. Could be opening up bullish. PDD, man.
Look at that thing tank, man.
Yeah.
That thing just tanked hard. And I think we got out of GERN at the right time.
That's just what it is, man. It's just a trade. I've already moved on.
Yeah, me too.
I ain't worried about it.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, I just know I can, if I need to, I can get another account. And now it's just about getting in good trades, you know?
Exactly. Let's keep playing.
The mistake we made here, and this is something we gotta give ourselves a little bit more disciplined in selecting these, because like I said, GERN looks a little overextended on the downside, and so I don't think we probably should have made this trade. Just because if you look at the chart, it looks a little overextended on the upside, or on the downside after yesterday. Yesterday it tanked hard, you know?
Yeah, I think it was fine. I risked 5 cents, so
right.
I think that was fine. You got up to 10 cents risk.
Right.
I think. Yeah, look at Huya.
MYSZ. Yeah, GNC looked like it was fading too. Yeah, look at MYSZ. I think this is a crypto stock as well. Look at that move. Again, that's the VWAP bounce play I was talking about.
All right, guys. Short Huya at 27.55 off of 25.70s.
Look at RLGY. It looked like it faded good there. There it goes. Yeah, but we got out of GERN at the right time. It's up to 575 now, 580s. Yeah, I mean, honestly, in the grand scheme of things, like, since I'm using bigger sizing, a $26 loss is small. You know, that's what, 13 cents with 200 shares. And so it's still a small loss. I'm getting a little bit better at handling my losses, just because I think my confidence is a little bit better after the last few months. And so now I'm trying to raise my sizing. Probably not the best day to do it on a Friday. Like I said, I need it to be a little bit in account preservation stage. But a $26 loss is small in the grand scheme of things. It's pretty small, so I'm not stressing it too much. I can't expect to have a perfect week every week or a perfect day every day, especially with using larger sizing. And so now it's just about getting in good trades. NIO had a beautiful fade. So pretty on NIO. Faded off of 13. Beautiful fade, man. The next thing I'm watching now is I'm watching PDD at 28.50, if it can get up there. I like PDD. May scale into it with 50 shares or so, if it gets up there. That's if it gives me that entry, which is a big if. Like the whole chat is saying I told you so with GERN. It's funny, man. I'm not hating on y'all or anything, but it's funny just because, you know, like half the time I'll get into a trade short and everybody will say that's going to go the other way. And then when it drops 20 cents, everybody's just silent, you know. And so when it finally happens, whenever
Yeah, of course. I mean,
you know,
of course, when everyone makes money, they want to go ahead and put it up in all caps.
right. No, it's fine. I get it. I understand it. I really do.
That's how it is, man. That's how it is.
Yeah, I
Don't
mean,
worry.
like I said, the grand
Like I
scheme of
was
things, it's
focused on money. That's all you're gonna ever see. Is you're never gonna get consistent, anyways. So
I would
I don't
have
stress it.
I would have loved our LGY, man. I probably should have taken it. That's one I was really thinking about too.
Yep, that would be the VWAP rejection live gains, but definitely out there. 615 looks interesting.
PLAY.
Yep, 615s. You'd have to risk a little bit higher up.
Let's see if it fades again here. If it pulls back to the VWAP at 60.24, it looks good. But the one I'm really watching is PDD. But I do want to see it get higher. If it gets up to 28.40s, 28.35, 28.40, I'll take a starter and then look for a bigger wash back down. And RLGY maybe pulling back to fade off the VWAP. I'll consider this one as well. If it gets up to 21 or so, I'll consider it with 100 shares maybe. So watching PDD and RLGY. RLGY looks weak though. It has to get higher. If not, I'm chasing it a little bit. DNR. Yeah, Wednesdays and Fridays, guys. Wednesdays and Fridays are never my days. It is something I'm noticing. So I think I have to build myself some rules around Wednesdays and Fridays, just because they are never my day. They never end up working out. All right, so if PDD can get up to 20, I'll consider it. There it goes. I might take 50 here and look to add up at 28.55. Small share size.
What are you in?
PDD.
Okay. I would look for the bounce to 28.50 first, but
Yeah, looking at it, you're right. My plan is to scale into it, and so if it pushes up to the VWAP, I'll add. I'm in with 50 shares, so a small share size, and that's kind of my plan, is to look for a bigger push up. And if it drops for me here and goes down to the low, I'll take that too. All right, there's 28.07. Kind of kicking myself for... I mean, actually, no. Like, it was actually the correct move not to scale into that one. Or not to jump in with full sizing on PDD here. See if we get a real crack here. Goal for this one, since I have such small sizing, is down to 27.50s. Look at play, PLAY, Dave and Buster's. Oof, so spready though right now on PLAY. 50-cent spread for a second there. But it's pulling back to the VWAP after a big downward trend. Alright, so here's a nice move on PDD. Looking pretty weak.
Anybody see anything out there? I'm looking around. I'm not really seeing anything. INO or NIO, but that one's a new stock. I'm not looking at that. Uh,
There's 85s, 86, looking good. 80s. See if it tests the low of the day here. $82s. Back up to the whole dollar. $84s. So we get a little bit more weakness here. Back up to the whole dollar.
oh, look at that one. Oh, the crack then.
Which one?
CSBR.
Look at play, man. Yeah, CSBR is not tradable, unfortunately. But look at play, man. Beautiful fade off the VWAP
All right.
there.
I'm getting a level 2 drop down there on GERN. See what happens here at the VWAP. Nice. Is this one tradable? No, it's not.
There's the 80s again. There we go, 81. Let's see a big drop here. PDD, I really wanted to crack here and not bounce back over 80s.
20,000 shares just went through on GERN, guys, and it went through on the ask at 47. So I'd watch that important pricing. It can bounce here and get long here off of like a VWAP bounce. So what you want to see is more of a rejection or a clean out on both ways.
There's 82s. Let's see if we get a bigger drop here. 80s. Beautiful. All right, I got out for exactly break even on that. Whew, man, the comeback with 50 shares.
I had to work for that.
It hurts. It hurts. It immediately drops another 30 cents. Terrible. But that's the VWAP fade. But hey, I got out exactly break even. So I'll take it. You know what I mean? I'll take it. Oh, look at that drop though, man. Would have turned today into a big winner.
That's why you gotta have enough share size where you can leave some on the table there.
Yeah,
Look at all that.
The problem.
And another thing is, you gotta wait for that level 2. You took it at 27.60.
Yeah, well, no, I got in early. That's why I took small sizing. Like I got in with 50 shares at 28.20, and I planned to add if it got up to 28.50, but it never gave me that add level. But look at this drop.
Yep.
I mean, I'm happy. I'm happy I got out for a, what was that, a $26 gain with 50 shares. So that's what, that's 52 cents a share. Look at RLGY. RLGY. Looks really good here for the fade. I may consider taking 100 here. All right, I'm in with 100 on RLGY. Looking for the fade down. $88. Let's see if we get a bigger drop here. 86. I got out for a dollar loss or for a dollar gain. The reason I got out, I saw 2098 flash here a few times, flash on the level 2, and so either it scared me out or what. But I got out for a dollar gain just because I saw it flash a few times. Maybe I'm a chicken here. Maybe I got out too early, but seeing that flash scared me. I just gotta trade cautious today, guys. Like I said, today's account preservation day. But man, PDD, beautiful, beautiful drop. Kicking myself. I'm not going short on. There's no way I'm shorting PDD now, man. That thing's gonna bounce up 30, 40 cents or 50 cents very quickly. Hey, good work today, Tiny. Hey, good work being selective. I'm kind of torn with RLGY. It looks like a really nice fade here. And it's extended on the upside too. I might just be burning through commissions, but I'm really considered about jumping in again here. I'll see what it does. Like it's at a risk of 21.04, so about $14 risk. I just want to see if it's flagging here. GERN. A lot of people talking about GERN in the chat.
Yeah, I'm watching it right now, guys. I'm looking at 550s right now, maybe, but the thing is, it could bounce here pretty high. You see, there's a 49 push, 47s.
But yeah, man, one thing I'm noticing is, like, you know, you look at the daily chart, one of the biggest consensuses in the chat today was that PDD would be a good short and that PDD was overextended. And sure enough, look at PDD fading beautifully, just big wash. I'm going to look at RLGY, see what the daily looks like. And if the daily looks good, I might jump in short here. No, daily looks bad. Wait. It's definitely not extended on the upside, that's for sure. And PLAY can like fade it off the VWAP a few times there. CLDC Mahil. Yeah, CLDC just low volume, cheap penny stock, just not my style. MYSZ. Yeah, MYSZ was going crazy earlier. I believe that's a crypto stock. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong. But yeah, look at MYSZ. Again, it had that VWAP bounce I was talking about. A breakthrough, break over the VWAP. I'm going to start trading that, man. I've seen it in where it really looks good. I've been seeing it over and over and over again. NIO. Yeah, NIO faded off the VWAP perfectly, man. Exactly what I want to see with the VWAP fade on NIO. But yeah, this is kind of the not hating on the chat, but this is kind of the cycle. You know, this is kind of what happens, right? It goes from I have a losing trade, and then everybody starts saying, "Oh, that was a terrible trade. You shouldn't have taken that trade." Yada yada yada. Then I have a winning trade. Silence. You know, it happens every time. And so,
this is part of the game.
Yeah.
Ooh,
yeah. See, PDD. What PDD?
Run.
Are you in?
Yeah, it looks pretty weak there, guys. It's been not doing much. The only thing is you gotta wait for it to actually make a big move or see a big seller. So I would like to see it fail 1320s and then tank down. I'm also watching SSC, GERN. GERN is kind of interesting, but it's holding way too much that VWAP and can just VWAP bounce.
What do you think of RLGY?
RLGY. I'll take a look. Let me see.
Ugh. Oh, but I was in this one. I got out with a 1 cent gain, but I'm torn on how I feel. I'm trading. What were you
I would
saying?
let it test. I would let it test up there near that 21, because it's holding right now.
If you guys are
You need to
getting
get in it.
if you guys are getting bad lag, try refreshing the screen. That usually works. Let me look to see what it's running at.
All right.
It's a little rainy over at my side of the town, my side anyway. And so sorry if there's lag today. It's a little stormy over here. I gotta call Comcast out here, man. This is a VWAP rejection on AMD.
All right. Thinking about shorting GERN here. It's looking weak. It has selling pressure. There was some orders that went through there at 45, knocked it down to 43, and then there was a re-add there at 3,000 shares. That's the only thing that really seems interesting to me.
I don't mind RLGY
If I
here.
did take it, I'd have to risk off of 50.